Action, baby.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the podcast where a guy that doesn't watch movies reviews movies with a guy that watches movies.
Hell yeah.
What do we watch today, Thomas?
Avatar: The Way of the
Not the
Water.
last Airbender. Not
yeah,
the last.
yeah. He thought it was fucking.
Yeah, up until the final days of this movie coming out, I thought it was the last Airbender. And the movie, the
did.
name is one that could be last Airbender
Yeah.
name. It was like The Way of the Water or something.
Yeah.
Something weird like that. I forget.
Yeah, The Way of the Water. I think that's what it's called. This is a sequel to the 2009 film Avatar.
Yeah, which I'm pretty sure I did watch.
Yeah.
But it just came out so long ago that when it came out, I was 11, so I didn't remember it great. But I think
feel like most people just saw it in theaters and that's it.
I think I watched it at home. I have weird memories of
really?
laying on the floor watching it. But they
That's
did
fair.
a good job for somebody like me that doesn't even really remember what happened in the first one.
Yeah.
Of like kind of just
Nothing
telling
really
you what
happened.
happened. Like in the first one, I'm assuming that he was a human. And spoiler alerts! You guys haven't seen the first or the second.
There's humans.
Yeah, but so he was a human. He
Right.
came to this place. They probably had some science mission they were on, which then took an evil turn. They started killing shit. And he's like, "No, I actually want to fuck this blue girl. I don't want to kill her." And
Yeah.
then he, I guess, became a blue guy in the
and
process.
learned the ways of the Na'vi.
Yeah, and so
And then
they
the-
summarized the first one up pretty well with like the interactions that they had in the second one.
For sure. I haven't watched the first one since it came out in theaters, so
It's been a while.
it's been a long time. 12, 13 years, actually. Why? I don't get why it took so damn. They've been talking about this movie coming out for a while, and then it just got delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed. And even though it took a long time, it does look good. The movie
It does
is
look really good.
visually.
Can you name a movie that looks better?
No, I don't think so. Nope. I think it was definitely a cinematic visual like achievement, like masterpiece, honestly. But dog, y'all gotta write a better like any story would do. Like any.
This felt like a very like run of the mill story. Like
Yeah, like
almost
you're basic
everything,
as fuck.
everything up to the family member that died felt basic. Like
Like, yeah.
it being the older brother was kind of like an obvious like
only-
movie trope. I
Yeah, the
feel
only
like.
time I was actually interested in something other than what I was visually seeing was when they were becoming like training to be like the water people.
But then it took too long.
Yeah.
They took way too long to just like interact with the water guys.
Yeah, for sure. The first one's story is basically like Pocahontas, where the humans want something that the Na'vi has, like their resources, so they just come in and kill them and go to war with them. And then the war lasts for like 2.5 hours and then it finally ends. But it's visually appealing, I guess. Like this movie, we were looking for my card, but if you probably didn't notice, but it said story by. This is a James Cameron film, by the way. James Cameron is known to like make very expensive movies that gross a lot of money.
This did seem high budget.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The budget was like 400 mil.
Sheesh.
Yeah. Plus advertising and everything. They said they had to do $2 billion to make even or some crazy shit.
Wild.
Crazy. But James Cameron wasn't the only one that wrote the story. There were 5 people apparently. It said story by, and it said James Cameron and 4 other names. I was like, why did it take 5 people to write a story like that?
Dog, your daughter's probably written a better story.
That's what I'm saying. Emma could have written that story. That shit was boring. There's just no story in these films.
Also, not too many of the main characters really like had character or grew and developed. The only
Yeah.
one that truly developed was the younger son.
And
I
he
think
didn't even develop that much. It
You
was
could-
just a little bit.
no, I think he definitely
Yeah?
he went from like the child that just was doing dumb shit to like, well, I guess he was always, so partially he was doing dumb shit, but towards the end he started to just like stand by his actions, and he was like, I did this for a reason. I'm gonna keep doing it. Like when he disobeyed his dad and that other ruler dude to go hang out with
Yeah.
that big fucking whale thing.
Yeah, because they thought they thought the big whale thing
Was an enemy.
killed everybody, when in reality it was people, the humans. So, yeah. And then they just didn't believe him. They wouldn't even listen to him. It was like, I'm right, you're wrong, because I'm older.
Yeah.
That's kind of what
The
it was.
dad had that attitude a lot of the time too.
Yeah. It's
But
like, I hate when
the
people
dad-
think that way.
The dad like maybe character developed, but it was like a very generic way where it's like I think it's a really really generic movie trope where like
They just kept
strict
running.
the strict parent realizes he's wrong, you know?
Yeah.
Like, but that I don't know if that's real development. Just noticing that you're wrong and that your
It
kids
was
knew-
very bland. I'm not going to say that it was horrible. It was just kind of bland.
Do you think they do that on purpose?
I
Because
don't know what James Cameron was thinking when he made this film, because this is Avatar's like his passion project, apparently. Like he has a lot of passion in these movies, and the only passion that I see is this fucking amazing CGI. If you didn't notice, this one was shot in, I think, 60 FPS.
I don't know what that means. to be
Frames
honest.
per second.
I
Most
know
movies
what-
are in 20.
I know what the acronym is, but I don't know how to look at it and tell. You know.
When they run, you can kind of tell.
Nah.
It's just it just looks smoother than.
But do you think they like intentionally have a lackluster plot so that your main
what
focus
I'm
is on
saying.
how good it looks?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know what's going through James Cameron's head of his, because he's written better stories than this, and these weren't even his passion projects. Like he did Titanic, which wasn't that story driven. It was basically love plus Titanic equals film. And the first one of this, it was pretty much love plus war equals film. But Terminator was cool, and Bad Boys is cool. Like he can write decent stories. There's just nothing here. Like I honestly don't get excited about these movies. Like they're really good to look at, but
They're just eye candy.
it's not. Yeah, that's it. Like that's
It's like a
literally.
girl
I
with no
don't care about
personality.
that. Like you can. You can literally like. They literally all they did was hire the best cinematographer, like one of the best cinematographers who's done like a lot of crazy visually appealing films, and spent a lot of money in CGI, and that's all they really did.
Did you have characters you enjoyed, or that you wish there was more from?
Not really.
I got
Not
the
really.
older sister. I wish that they elaborated more on this weird power she got. Like,
that
could have been like an actual storyline, but we
That and,
didn't
like,
really get it.
it seems like her mom died or something. Like something happened with her
Yeah,
mom.
like she's an adopted daughter,
Yeah,
right? Yeah,
I
and her mom, I
guess.
think, was human,
Yeah.
and her dad was.
And why
A
do the
blue thing?
humans want to be Avatar?
And why do Avatar human halflings only have 4 fingers?
I don't know.
Well, they want to be avatars because they just want genetically superior bodies. I think like the ones that died and their memories got rebooted. I think that was like if you guys
I
fail,
was just
we're rebooting
confused.
you as the enemy so that you're equal to them in physical capabilities.
Yeah.
They also kind of explained that
Yeah, they
it would make
did.
it easier for them to get past like the jungle creatures and shit. That
Yeah.
if they weren't blue, that they'd take down their helicopters and shit.
Yeah.
I'd want to be an avatar. One thing I was wondering
They're
though is like,
tall as fuck.
there's too much like interspecies sex in ways that I wouldn't think. Like, how is a human man having sex with one of the avatars? Because like, think they're
he
twice
turned into an
well, but
avatar.
they're twice our height, right? Almost.
Yeah.
Their dicks are huge. I
They-
guarantee it.
I
They're
don't know.
packing schmeat, and so like, how you gonna get one of these avatars to go from
Well,
these schmeat packers
in the
to a
first
normal...
one, when he gets with her, he turns into a.
Oh,
Navi.
so it's like when
Yeah.
Shrek and Fiona have sex and
I
they're
don't
both
know.
ogres. It's like he turns into the ogre.
he is
or
an
she-
ogre.
Yeah. Oh.
But these movies, like this one was definitely better than the first one, I think. And it looked it looked really good. I got to see it in 3D. I couldn't see it in 3D. I didn't see it in 3D the first time. The first time I saw it was in the recliner theater, and they're smaller. Like the screens aren't as wide; they're small. The sound isn't as crazy. The theater we were in had a huge screen this time, and it looked great. Like it literally looked really good, but that it takes more than visually appealing scenes, like a 3.5 hour long cutscene in a PS5 game, to get me. Like I need story, I need dialogue, I need to care about the characters, and I had none of that here. Like honestly, like
I think the characters had potential though.
Yeah, they definitely had potential, but they just they wasted 3.5 hours on just like ending
Just
it
little
abruptly.
stuff, yeah.
And like, I don't know, man. It's definitely, it looked way better. It looked 13 years technologically more advanced than the first one. Like the CGI, honestly, it's the most visually appealing film of all time with the worst story of all time. Like it's just like y'all have really fucked up. I would have to since it was visually appealing, I'm not gonna give it a 1, but it's probably a 2. Honestly,
That's where I was kind of resting my head was on.
I'd
2.
probably have to give this movie a 2 or maybe a 3 because I need, like, it was really visually appealing. Like if I went to visuals, this is a 5.
Dog, some of them blue bitches were so bad too. Visually, they were 5s.
He's into the Navi.
I want to.
I used to have the first one was so big, like. I don't even know why these movies generate a lot of revenue either, because they're not that. Maybe it's because they're not good. People don't like good film. But the first one, I had a friend that was obsessed with Avatar, and he learned the language and went on the Today Show.
Jeez, really?
I'll show you. Yeah.
That's kind of cool, actually.
Yeah, and like he learned the language, and I was like, "Yo, that movie kind of sucked, dog." I was like, the movie wasn't that good. Oh, that's your opinion, man. I was like, a lot of people think that. Not saying opinions are right, but that movie kind of sucked. And I haven't seen it since the theaters because I feel like these are theater experiences. Like, you're not going to, like, I just feel like not watching it at home, it's just not, it's like a big-ass cutscene, dog. It's not really that good. I've seen better cutscenes, honestly.
I don't know if there's enough depth to that movie to, like, make me want to watch it again either, unless someone else wanted to watch it.
Yeah, I might see it in 3D with Sarah, but other than that, I'm not trying to see it again, to be honest.
I'm trying to think of like what else I think could have made it better. Like I think that the characters had potential. Mainly, like I said, the adopted daughter and the younger son, they had potential to do well. I also don't really understand why they left their home, went to a new place, and then just made those people go to war instead, and then decided that was their new home. It's like it kind of makes it feel like they just rehashed the storyline of the first one, because he abandoned humanity for the blue dudes and then abandoned the blue dudes for the teal dudes.
Yeah, but the mom that did really decent in the first one was barely in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't in it that much.
Well, in this one, I feel like she played a key role, but she also, like you said, wasn't in it much. Her battle scenes were really cool, and I felt like
the fighting scenes were great, but like anybody can like spend a lot of money and make fight scenes look good. I feel like there's not a lot of.
Well, I'm just
art
saying that she was what probably was the coolest in the fight scene.
Yeah, she was definitely. She kicked a lot of ass.
She was also kind of the backbone in the relationship, it appeared, because the man seemed like, from the first one to this one, like he had kind of lost some of his backbone. He was kind of like pussified. He's you killed this guy once before. Why are you running from him now?
That's fair.
And it's like it took all movie of his kids trying to go fight the war and his wife trying to go fight the war for him to be like, you know what, maybe we should fight the war.
Yeah, because they were running.
He was running and making them
that shit
run.
was
They
whack.
all wanted to stay.
Yeah.
The kids were constantly exploring and getting themselves.
And then we're gonna get a third one where they, I guess, come back.
I hope they explain the powers more. Also, they kind of set up for a lot. Like, what was the kid's name again? Like the human kid? Something with an S. Scrub, Spud, something weird.
Spuds.
Something weird, but that kid saving his perceived father kind of set up a storyline because
Yeah,
like
I
we never
guess.
saw him come clean about how he saved the villain to the family. So now
Yeah.
if the villain reappears in the third, now is that kid gonna have like a moral dilemma where he doesn't know what side to choose?
I don't fucking
And
know.
will we get more explanation on this girl's powers? Like I think that if the third movie comes out, right,
Yeah.
and it explains everything that we're kind of questioning, develops characters we want developed, and like say it came out and it was a perfect 5 out of 5,
yeah.
I think that like there's room where that third one, if it were to be great, could make this one better by extension. If it puts
Possibly.
pieces together in a way that you go rewatch the second, you're like, oh, now I see why they approach it that way. Like even though this felt like not a flop,
Yeah.
but it didn't feel like the best movie I've ever seen, but it definitely set up for a third. This could be the Cars 2.
Oh,
The
let's hope
shitty
so.
film that
Shit.
leads to Cars 3,
But the
greatest.
first one wasn't Cars 1.
Yeah. I mean, box office
Life
number
is not a
expected
highway,
for that shit being
man.
first. But fuck, yeah.
I'm gonna give it a 2.
Me too. I'm a solid on the 2. Do you have anything else you want to say, or is that you wanting to close it out?
James Cameron, you're better than this, dog. Let's get a good one of these coming out one day.
Yeah, James, if you're watching
James
this,
Cameron.
you
These
bitch.
are just investments. These movies aren't even like art. They're just investments. That's all.
I got nothing left, I don't think.
Like
Besides subscribe, like,
motherfuckers.
give me a hand job.
Yeah, tell us what you thought.
Catch you later.
Peace out.